everyone, it's Mallow and welcome back to my channel. It's that time of year again, you guys, where AP exam season is upon us. I know that I'm not in high school anymore, but believe me, I took my fair share of AP exams when I was in high school, and let me tell you, I know how stressful it is. I went through so many AP exams during my high school career that I can't even tell you off the top of my head how many I took. It was that many. For those of you who don't know, AP exams are the tests that most students take at the end of the year that count for possible college credit. So an AP class, or advanced placement class, is a class that high school students take throughout the year that is actually a college level class that they take in high school. And at the end of the year, they have the opportunity to take this big exam called the AP exam, where if you pass it, you can actually qualify for some college credits for the test so that you don't have to take a class in college. So with that being said, I was actually given a lot of advice, and I even came up with my own tips and tricks on how to get through the brute of the AP exam season in high school, because it's at the end of the year when you just want to get out of school, you're ready for summer, but you gotta push through those exams, especially since they could count for potential college credit, and you want to get that college credit so that you can graduate early from university. And not to brag or anything, but I can, with all my AP exam scores I got and all the AP credits that transferred in, I can graduate from university with a whole year early. So I'm telling you this right now, passing your AP exams is so important. You don't want to have spent that money on the exam or spent that time throughout the year taking that AP class for it not to count as college credit. So I'm here today to give you guys tips and tricks that are going to help you pass the AP exam. So let's get right into it. For those of you procrastinators and crammers, if it is the night before your exam, or even 2 nights or a week before your exam, do not try to cram every single thing in an all-nighter. Trust me, that is the worst thing you can do to yourself. You don't want to stay up all night panicking for your exam and cramming everything into your brain. I did that for my first AP exam, and that AP exam was the AP exam I got a 3 on. And I know you guys are probably like, oh my gosh, a 3? Like, that's passing, what are you talking about? But no, a 3 is the lowest you can get to pass, and it is the lowest I've scored on my AP exams. And cramming last minute in the middle of the night and staying up all night thinking you can get everything in your mind is so flawed, and I'm telling you now, even though you may think you'll remember everything through an all-nighter, you really won't. You'll go to the exam and you'll probably forget half of what you studied in the middle of the night, and it's not good for your body either, because that test is insanely long and you don't want to be like drained from that all-nighter that you did the night before. You want to be able to be fresh and be able to understand the questions and push through the test at your highest capacity. Truth be told, you can cram the night before, but don't cram and push it into an all-nighter. I'd suggest cramming little bits of important information all over the place and putting the book down and making sure to get a good night's rest. So sleep is very important for AP exams, and trying not to cram everything into an all-nighter is also very important. Just cram a little bit, get to sleep, get a good amount of hours of sleep that night, because if you have a morning exam, you want to make sure that you're up and early and you have time to review in the morning and you can just go and rock that AP exam. Another thing that is important for the morning of your AP exam is to eat breakfast. Now, I myself am not a very big breakfast person. I'm usually not that hungry in the mornings, and I can usually push through until lunchtime, but you will not feel great unless you eat before your AP exam, especially if you have a morning exam. If you don't eat anything, I've been here before, again, with one of my very first AP exams. I had a morning exam, and I went in thinking I didn't need to eat anything, especially because I was nervous, and if you guys get anxious too, like me, before a test, your stomach will be upset and you won't feel like eating. Don't push food away. You want to be able to eat something in the morning, because you'll find that you get into the testing room and you start taking your test, and the worst thing that happens is when your stomach starts growling obscenely loudly in the middle of a quiet classroom. I have been there so many times, and also the feeling of an empty stomach while you're trying to push through a 4 to 5 hour exam is so painful and it's so hard to do because you're already tired enough and you're just trying to push through all the exam questions you've got to answer, but you don't have the energy to do it because food gives you energy, and if you don't have energy, then how are you supposed to push through the exam? They do give you snack breaks in the AP exam. I believe they give you 1 or 2 snack breaks depending on what exam you take. So definitely bring a snack as well, so that if you do get the munchies or if you didn't eat breakfast, if you're too nervous in the morning, that you do have a snack to eat when the break time comes so that you can push through that last bit of the exam. Don't eat something very high in sugar, because what sugar does is you go on a peak high of energy and then you crash. And I have done this before as well. I've eaten a donut for breakfast. I would go whoop high and I'd be working super fast for the first couple minutes of the exam, but then as soon as we hit the halfway mark, I will be battling to stay awake during my exam. I will just want to lay my head down and forget about it, give up halfway through my exam, which you do not want to do. So I highly recommend eating a granola bar or a big breakfast like eggs and bacon, just something decent in sugar and carbs and calories to get you awake enough to push through the exam for a long period of time. This next piece of advice is actually one that I don't see a lot of people doing or taking into consideration. I was actually given this piece of advice by my first AP exam instructor, and that is to dress confidently. Don't come to school wearing sweatpants or leggings or a big baggy hoodie. I know it's tempting to dress that way because it's just an exam and you want to be comfortable, but in dressing that way, it makes you more tired, it makes you ready for bed, and your mind is just not in the right place. So I highly recommend dressing more confidently. And that doesn't mean coming to school in a dress or coming to school in a suit. That means wearing jeans and a t-shirt or wearing something that you would wear when you normally go out. Don't just come to school on an AP exam day wearing the typical AP exam clothes, because if you honestly wear baggy clothes, you're not going to feel that confident in yourself. I find that wearing something that made me feel more confident, it made me feel more professional when I went into the AP exam room and made me feel more awake because I wasn't in clothes that meant relaxation or sleep. This next one might seem rather trivial, but be sure to bring extra pens and pencils to your exam. I have seen countless students in AP exams forget to bring extra pens and pencils, and that might seem so little, so mundane, because they have pens and pencils for you if you forget them. But let me tell you, if you just have your own pens and pencils, and if one pencil breaks or if a pen runs out of ink, it is so much quicker and you save so much more time on your AP exam if you are just able to pick up a new one and start writing again. Because if you have to stop, and then you can't speak during the AP exam, so you'll have to somehow get the attention of the instructor. It just wastes so much time that you could be using on your AP exam, especially if you have got an essay and you don't want to lose your train of thought. This one goes along with the food and the snacks portion, but be sure to bring a water bottle when you take your AP exam, because at least here in the United States, when we take AP exams, it is near the summer season when this happens. And me living in California when I went into high school, it got so hot in the AP exam rooms. And in my first AP exam, there was no air conditioning in our room and I was a sweaty hot mess. So water is super important to help you stay hydrated and to make sure that you stay focused and keep your energy on a constant rolling pace so that you can push through the AP exam. Something that I found really useful while reviewing for AP exams over time is that there are practice tests and examples of tests on the College Board website. And the College Board are the makers of the AP exam. So if you go on there and you find your particular AP exam, just go through all the practice tests, take a practice test, and even go through and read examples, especially if your AP exam has an essay portion, which most of them do. If you see the essay and you just keep reading example essays and essay questions and examples of which essays score high and which ones score low, it'll give you an idea for how the AP exam scorers grade and how you should best approach an AP exam essay or any kind of AP exam test. Another review site that I highly recommend is going onto Quizlet. I'm pretty sure you guys already know this by now, but Quizlet, so many people will have put AP exam reviews on Quizlet for their years, and maybe you'll even find some people who have made them for your current year. And you can even make some Quizlets yourself. I've made some myself before in the past, where I just list out all the vocabulary and terms I need to know, or for math, I list out all the formulas I need to know. So Quizlet is just a very, very good resource for those memorization, vocab terms, and math formulas, and anything else that needs memorization. It's not really good for essay writing because it's not meant for that, but it's really good for the smaller things like multiple choice based questions. If you guys would like some specific review on some AP European history topics and even some AP government topics, I will put some links down in the description and a link on my video somewhere, maybe not now, but in the end screen. And you guys can go check out my old channel. My old YouTube channel I used for a lot of schoolwork and school projects, and I actually have some decent review guides for you guys on there. So if you want to go check those out, especially if you're in AP Euro or AP Gov, be sure to go check out my channel. I have had those up there since 2014, and the AP Gov is since 2016. So they're pretty recent, and I think that they give you guys a good review on some specific topics. So if you'd like to see those, be sure to check out my description box and visit my channel. Now that I think about it, the AP exams I took when I was in high school, I took AP European History, AP US History, AP English Language and Composition, AP Literature and Composition, AP US Government and Politics, AP Calculus AB, and AP Psychology. I also took AP Bio, but I did not take the AP exam for AP Biology. So I don't really know if that counts. But I did get college credit for taking AP Bio, and I didn't have to take the exam for it. But yeah, I took quite a few AP exams in my lifetime. Anyways, you guys, that is all I have for today's video. If you liked it, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. And I wish you guys all luck on your AP exams, and I hope you guys pass them and get that college credit you deserve. Hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye!
There is, oh no! Oh